um, it's always made me uncomfortable to look someone else in the eye. It has, um, and it's not for the same reasons that you might think, right? Because I mean, for some they might be shy or weak, or you know, um, emotionally undeveloped or something like that. And it would just make them uncomfortable. But for me, like, I always had this ninja philosophy, and it's like in the Jewish scriptures, it's like God is the searcher of hearts. And that was always just so true to me in human experience, because everybody puts on a mask and everybody puts on a face. But what's the heart behind that face? Because everybody's gonna put on a good face. And it's like like you had Columbo, and Columbo would come along, and he would put on this dumb, foolish face. But there was a point in every Columbo story where it's like the killer, like, is looking at Columbo, and this is all being done with the eyes, so there has to be a lot of great acting in this, because it's not being done with what's being said, right? But there's a point where every killer, it's like they know that Columbo knows. And it's like it's like what Sun Tzu says: if you're strong, pretend you're weak. But it's not what Sun Tzu says, because it's like because it's like the recognition of another. That's a beautiful thing. Like Avicii has a song, Broken Arrows, I think it is. That's a beautiful song, Broken Arrows. I love Broken Arrows. But it's like, he's looking at his father, and he sees his father's tired eyes, and he sees his father's cold hands or whatever. I don't know, I forgot. But it's like, he just appreciates the love that this guy has. Even though he might be tired and cold. And but sometimes, but that's understandable. Um, and it's like, I don't know. It's just like I've always just wanted to have, like, real relationships. Um, with respect on both sides. And it's like, see, it's all about sociology. It's all about sociology, damn. Because there are times in human history where they'll teach you to make eye contact, and we're not living in one of those times. We're not living in one of those times where they teach you to make eye contact. Right now, and that's a beautiful thing, and I'll get to that. They could both be beautiful in their own way. That's the beauty of a story, and the beauty of God. But we don't teach that nowadays. We don't teach, hey, make eye contact when you're talking to somebody. So, but some people they do want to make eye contact. They do. Um, like, if a man's trying to intimidate you because he's a coward, and he thinks his loud voice will intimidate you, like, after he uses his loud voice, he's gonna be watching you to see if his voice is affecting you, and if it is, he'll just keep it up, because then he's in charge. um, but so I rarely make eye contact with people, and because, like, but there are some people out there that do want to make eye contact, and you can tell that a lot of these people are very respectful, really and truly, not fake, you know. Like I've been recently reading this, not recently, I've been doing it for like fucking 10 years, man. The Divine Pymander. And in the first book, that's kind of what he's saying, It's kind of what he's saying. It's like if you teach people proper behavior, then the toxic will make that proper behavior toxic. Because a toxic person can get really good at looking you in the eye and fooling you, because it's all about the heart. It's not about the physical. And a toxic person can put on a really beautiful face sometimes. And I think sometimes a beautiful person can put on a toxic face. Because it's all about that heart. It's all about that. So it's like when I do look at someone in the eye, and I see that they're looking me in the eye, like, because usually I think I'll just look at the mouth, and I love the word, so I like looking at people's mouths. It's fun, but but like, boom, you look them in the eye, and it's just like. Like, no, I don't want to be seen because I'm a fucking ninja. And that's where sanctuary comes in. That's where sanctuary comes in. And yeah, that's also like where God comes in, because it's like the circumstances are always different, but the heart is always the same. If you teach people to look each other in the eyes, then the toxic people will get good at looking people in the eyes. It's just simply all about a true and real bond. That's it.